Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to my channel. I welcome you to today's brief discussion that I'm going to be having with you. For those that don't know me, or for those that will be watching my video for the first time, my name is Olajumoke Additional. I am a New York State licensed cosmetologist, and I use herbs to minimize skin problems and hair issues. So I am going to try this afternoon to jump right into it. For those of my subscribers, I apologize for the long gap between my last video and this video. I have been very stressed. I have so many things going on that I've been trying to do all at the same time. So it's been a little bit too much, but I thank God I am alive, which is what is the most important. So I cannot even complain. But I just want to put it out there that I'm sorry for the long gap between the last video and this one. So this afternoon, briefly, I have something very interesting that I would like to share with every one of us. This is a do-it-yourself method, something that you can do at home, something that is beneficial to your hair and to your skin in general. But this afternoon, we are going to be focusing on just the skin. And what I bring to you today is scalp exfoliation. I know that so many of us have heard about skin exfoliation. We exfoliate our skin. There's no difference between a face or a body exfoliation and the scalp exfoliation. Let us not forget that the scalp is also the skin. It is just located on our head. So it's 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 likely that we forget that it's not possible to have an exfoliation on the scalp. But let us have it at the back of our mind that the scalp is the skin. So this afternoon, I'm going to be sharing with us the ways that we can exfoliate our scalp. So many people, especially for those of us that have natural hair, so many people suffer from dry scalp, itchy scalp, dandruff. And one way that you can get rid of the dead skin cells on your scalp to minimize dandruff, to minimize dryness, to minimize itchiness is to actually exfoliate your scalp. Everything that you need to exfoliate your scalp can be found in your kitchen. You don't even have to step out of your house for most of the products to be able to do this. So the first thing that I'm going to show to us is sea salt. Sea salt. This is it's something common in our kitchen. This is a culinary spice. Like, yeah, I guess salt is a spice. Sea salt. It could be sugar. It could be any kind of salt. Sea salt, Himalayan salt, any kind of salt. It can be sugar. It could be clay. It could be finely grounded nuts. It could be I don't know what else. It could even be a cream, like an exfoliating cream that has maybe like jojoba beads in them. But what is important is that in your kitchen you will find salt and you will find sugar. And for the purposes of today's video, I'm going to be using salt and I'm using sea salt. So I'm just going to show you my ingredients. And if there's anyone at the end of the video that needs an accurate measurement, please DM me on this video and I will let you know how to go about it. Or in the description, I am going to leave the formula to this scalp treatment. The other thing that I have here is chamomile. This is my own infused chamomile. Chamomile is an herb that is soothing to the scalp. It helps to relieve dandruff. It helps to relieve itchiness on your scalp. It helps even your hair strands. I like chamomile. I make my own infusion of chamomile by myself. And the next thing that I am going to use is peppermint. Peppermint is also good for the hair. I'm also going to use tea tree oil. Those are the combination of things that I'm going to be using today. And I am also going to use oil. You can use any oil that you have at home. This is my hair oil that I sell. You can use almond oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, sunflower oil, whatever oil that you use, that you choose to use. I also want to put something out there that as with a base, the salt or the sugar or the clay or the finely grounded nuts, whatever you're using, that is your base. This is your base. Every other thing, the oil, the peppermint, the tea tree oil, they are all additions. They're additives, but this is the base. I want to put it out there that if you're using salt or you're using sugar, make sure that it is finely grounded. What I mean by that is it must not be too large. I don't know if we can see this. Even with this, I have to kind of grind it a little bit, because the reason why you want it to be finely grounded or maybe medium size grounded is that if the particles, if the salt particles or the sugar particles, if they are too large, there's a tendency for it to cause a micro tear on your scalp. You don't want that. You don't want to be exfoliating your scalp and be bleeding at the same time. So if you're using Himalayan salt, if you're using sea salt, you're using sugar, whatever you're using, make sure that they are not large particles of sugar or large particles of salt. If they are large, just put them in a little mortar and grind them to medium size or fine, grind, make it fine. Mine, it's a little bit too large for me. So what I have done is that I have grinded them a little bit, just made them. I actually made them fine. And then what you want to do is that you're going to add the salt in the cup. You just kind of eyeball it. For me, because I've been doing it for a while, I kind of just eyeball it, and I know what it depends on how full your hair is or how big your head is. I don't know if to say that. It depends on the size of your head, the size of your scalp. So the first step is to put the salt in the cup. Pour the salt in the cup. I already have my own mixture, but I'm going to leave on the description box. I am going to leave a formula that we can follow. So this is my salt. This is my own solution. This is my salt. And what I did was that in the salt, I have added my chamomile. Remember that I said chamomile helps to reduce dandruff. It helps with itchiness, dry scalp. It's very soothing and very calming. Chamomile, I use that. And then I use my hair oil. You can use almond oil, jojoba oil, any kind of oil, even olive oil, coconut oil. Those are the ones that are common that you have at home. I put some peppermint oil, and some tea tree oil. I also want to say that about tea tree oil and peppermint oil, you have to be careful the amount that you put. Only because essential oils have dermal limits. And when I say dermal limits, what I mean is that there's a limit to the quantity that you can use in your formulation. The reason is that some of these essential oils have a way of traveling into your bloodstream. They can actually get into your bloodstream. Not all of it. Most powerful essential oils will travel into your bloodstream. So for safety, it is recommended that you follow the dermal limit. So for some certain oil, you can only use 0.5%. For some, you can use it's a 0.000 point. For some, it's 1%. For some, it's 2%. For me, for the purposes of this video, and for me, I just used my peppermint was just 2 drops, and my tea tree oil was just 2 drops in it. So my base, do not forget that our base is the salt. The base is the salt. The oil, the chamomile oil, and whatever other oil. If you don't have chamomile oil, please, you don't have to go out of the way. I just use it because I make my own chamomile oil at home. I do my own infusions at home. So if you don't have chamomile oil, that's fine. You can use coconut oil, olive oil. That is the second thing that goes in your salt. The salt is the number one. The oil is in it, and then you can have your peppermint and your tea tree oil. Tea tree oil helps with inflammation. It helps to reduce inflammation. It helps to reduce itchiness, and then you just want to put little drops of that. It depends on how you want to customize it. Don't limit yourself to what I am using today. You can decide that you want to customize. You can add aloe vera to your own. You can add hamla oil. You can add. There's so many beautiful ingredients out there that you can customize and make it your own and add it to your formulation. But do not forget that the salt is the base. This helps to exfoliate my scalp. For those of us that have dry scalp, itchy scalp, these kinds of help a lot. My hair needs to be washed at least once a week. And every week I do my scalp exfoliation. I try to get rid of all the build up, the oils, everything that I've applied on my scalp during the week. On my wash day, I actually do the scalp exfoliation. It helps. So if you have itchy scalp, if you're finding it difficult to maintain any kind of hairstyle for a very long time, I encourage you to try scalp exfoliation and see how that works for you. I also want to put it out there that this is not a one-time treatment, because I've had so many people, they would do it and then they would come back and say, oh, it didn't work, my scalp is still itchy. This is something that is ongoing. This is something that you have to keep on doing. So you can use your hand, you can use an application brush. I'm using like a tiny rod that I always use to mix my formulas. I'm using it and I'm applying the solution to my scalp. To my scalp. You use your hand and you massage it. I prefer to use massage brush. I have a massage brush. So what I do is I put my hair in smaller sections. I put the salt solution and then I go ahead and use the brush and I massage the solution into my scalp. If you cannot do this by yourself, I recommend that you find somebody to help you do this. But I am used to doing this. Sorry, my brush just fell. I need to get my brush. Um, okay. I need to get my brush together. Okay, so I go ahead and massage it into my scalp. And then I section my hair. The way that you can get this into your scalp effectively is to always section your hair when you do it. You want to make sure that you section your hair. I am using my application rod. You can use a brush. You can use your hands. Whatever is comfortable for you. Alright, so I get it into my scalp. And then I use my brush. I tell you, this makes a lot of difference in the way that your scalp is going to feel. By the time you shampoo it, you will see that there's a lot of difference. Your scalp is clean, is clear, and don't forget, you want to put this as part of your routine. You want this to be part of your routine. For those of you that have oily scalp, some people have oily scalp and they are afraid of adding too much oil again to their scalp. I recommend that you can use hydrosol waters. I don't know wherever, if you go on Amazon, you should be able to find hydrosol waters. There's eucalyptus hydrosol waters. There's even chamomile hydrosol water for some people that have oily scalp and would rather not want to use oil, would rather want to use water. You can even use aloe vera juice to mix your salts together, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. But what is important is that you need to know your scalp type. You need to know your hair type. Is your scalp oily? Is your scalp dry? For me, my scalp is dry. It's always dry. So my solution is always the salt and oil. It's always oil in my solution. So that's what you want to do. I feel a tingling sensation on my scalp because this has tea tree oil in it and it has peppermint in it. Like I said, you can customize this whichever way that you want to customize it. You can customize this one. I put chamomile. I put my own hair growth oil, which is a combination of watermelon seed oil, black castor oil, the clear castor oil, other herbs that are known to help to grow your hair. So depending on what you can lay your hands upon. So that's just all that I have for us today. Scalp. What are the benefits of scalp exfoliation? It helps to remove product buildup from your hair. It helps to remove dead skin cells. For those of us that have dry, itchy scalp, it helps to remove dead skin cells. Just the way that you exfoliate your body or your face is the same thing. Let's not forget that the scalp, the hair, the skin. Sorry, the scalp is the skin. So there's no big deal in in exfoliation. I know some people will be looking at this video and they will be like, oh, I didn't know that you can exfoliate your scalp. Of course you can exfoliate your scalp because your scalp is the skin. Whatever you can do to your body, you can do to a large extent on your scalp too, because it is the skin. So I hope that somebody has learned something from this video. This is going to help. I am going to leave a description on the channel of everything that I used. You can, don't forget, I said you can customize. I will also have the formula for those of us that want to try at home. So I encourage you to please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to this channel. There's so many free and great information for you to learn on this channel. Subscribe. And I would like to see a video of some people who tried this. Please make a video and tag me. You can tag me. You can follow me on Instagram, my Instagram page, all things natural _. I'm also on Facebook, all things natural _. You can look for me and tag me. I would like to see a video. I would like to hear comments and reviews of what happened when you tried this. Let's not forget, scalp exfoliation is very important, especially for those of us that have itchy scalp, dry scalp, and dandruff. And that's all that I have for us today. Thank you once again for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. God bless you, and God is more than anything and everything. Stay blessed.